The sun rose over the village of Nkrumah, spilling light across the land, a land free, proud, and ancient. Long before foreign ships touched its shores, Africa was alive with kingdoms, trade routes, art, and music. The people of Nkrumah lived from the earth, shaping iron, weaving cloth, honoring ancestors. But change came from beyond the horizon. Men from faraway lands, the ones the elders called the Pale Men, arrived first as traders. They brought guns, rum, and strange fabrics, offering them to coastal chiefs in exchange for human lives. At first, few understood the bargain. Soon, villages turned on each other, fueled by greed, fear, and the growing power of European trade. When Kofi's village was attacked, it was not only strangers who came. It was Africa divided against itself, torn by forces it did not create but could not stop. The colonial masters had begun their quiet conquest long before their flags were planted. The march to the coast was more than a journey. It was the breaking of nations. The drums that once called people to dance were silenced by muskets and chains. At the coast, Kofi saw the ships, vast wooden monsters built by hands that would later carve the world into empires. Those ships carried not only people but the foundation of colonial wealth, bodies that would build plantations in the Americas and fortunes in Europe. Centuries later, when the slave trade ended, the same powers returned to Africa with pens instead of chains, dividing her lands at Berlin, renaming her rivers, and drawing borders that ignored her peoples. They came now not for bodies, but for gold, cocoa, oil, and ivory. And yet, across time, Kofi's spirit remained, in every African who looked up at the stars and remembered freedom. His story was not just one boy's tragedy. It was Africa's heartbeat, stolen, scattered, but never silenced. The colonial masters changed faces, from traders to governors, from soldiers to missionaries, but the struggle for freedom never ended. From Kofi's chains came the cry of resistance. In Haiti's revolution, in Ghana's independence, in South Africa's defiance. Even now, when the sun rises over Africa, it still touches the land of Kofi, a land that remembers, a land that endures.